All right, so in the last couple of weeks, we've been either visiting stargates or, well, the last couple of times, the womb. We've actually been entering the, well, like a corridor space birthing canal, I guess, of the womb. So let's intentionally set ourselves up to do that.
There's a lot of energy moving.
Oh my God, it's phenomenal. Okay, so I started to see this ball of energy building up around me, almost like I became a sphere, and I started shooting through, like imagine a comet moving through the sky. Like I was shooting through somewhere, and I was just laying here wondering, what on earth is that? And I think they're just starting to show me, yeah, I'm still this energy, a ball of energy shooting through. Gosh, I have no idea. So you're feeling it, are you?
Yes, I thought we were walking into the womb, but it felt like the womb walked into me.
Right. Okay. So thank you. I'm so glad you said that, because it was like this thing is not only me, but it's a birthing on Earth, and Earth is going to be lit up. The frequency of it is already arriving. We're all slowly feeling it, and it will be anchored and embodied and landed upon the planet by the 23. It's for the 23rd of March. And we'll all be doing it in our own, exactly our own moments, like a rebirthing of the unified masculine, feminine within. So that thing that I'm watching is the birthing of self. I can't, my human self can't even make sense of that. How is this ball of energy moving through something about to land on Earth, representing the birth? It's that's the arrival of the, we're like, as everyone does this is going to ignite this frequency upon the planet. Felt palpably. Enough will have done it, like 100 monkey effect, and enough would have received it, anchored and embodied it for it to be birthed. 23rd, which is in 2 days. Three, including today. Three days. It will be done.
So when the womb walked into me, us, what I felt was, what I experienced was a bunch of information in the form of sensation. And I just kind of got it. So this is the womb energy.
Yes.
Truly the womb energy. It's almost beyond the mother. It is the mother, but it's the part of her that we're all in the same place. So when it came in, this energy within my body, just like bubbles, just started going up, like from my root chakra, particularly from my tailbone, that area. And so part of the information I was getting was that it was, I guess, I don't feel like it was emerging because she came into me. It came into me. But anyway, I understood it as a masculine energy because of the sensations that were happening and the information that came with it. And so for me, it happened in a physical way. But what it really means is this blast is going to knock the hell out of particularly the men, the masculine, out of their root chakra, much of it based in their coccyx or their tailbone. I mean, the way I experienced it, I don't know that everybody will. Everyone experiences it differently, but just as a metaphor or an example, it literally, again, I think this is the second time now, released something. It felt like liquid was going through my spine. And the last thing I heard, probably the most important, was that the spine is kind of like the terminal, like the center of it all in the body. And there's a change happening in the spine for every human that continues to evolve. and the spine is, because it's straightening, it will communicate with us in order to help us to do what we need to do to make that happen. It'd be like developing a relationship with your higher self. And also because it's the terminal, it's tied to all the multidimensionality in a physical way because of the electric nerve, and magnetics. So that was it.
That's amazing, because for me, and I understand for the females around the planet, this has been activated in the clitoris. And I was just, when you were talking, I was being shown what that's going to look like. Like at the moment, you see it everywhere. It is marked everywhere. Wage levels. That's the masculine has held the power, and the woman has not been valued as she should have been. So we're going to see a very quick shift in equality of worth and value. And that may look like a drop in one regard, and that drop may have happened over the last weeks or months in his releasing of the distorted power that was holding him above. Okay, so the power, the energy, the union, the merging of the masculine and feminine in self is going to change the power balance on the planet. When that power balance between the two becomes to 0 point, they then become one. And this happening in all the individuals who are part of this frequency grid, who have chosen to be here, become the louder base of the true power of Earth, which is love.
As we walk the talk ourselves, what we share externally changes with it.
Yes, you have enough of you now that are creating projections of higher frequencies of love. It becomes palpably seen and reflected in more and more places you attend.
And the frequency changes again to more flow. And people aren't even talking about it. It's so subtle and intuitive. Less offense is being taken, the compassion with this pure womb energy goes up, way up again.
Pardon?
It goes way up again, the frequency of the mother's
Yes.
compassion. Yeah. So
yes.
things are getting softer, and things are not having to be stated. It's this whole major leap, and I guess that's what you're talking about is the 23rd.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The 33/6 day.
As she stepped into us, it's all in us. There's no external. It's all in us. Everything is in us.
This essence flows into you as you allow it. And just taking some time to feel that.
We are the womb. And we're creating in the moment. Like,
yes, by every action, every word, every thought, by everything. Sorry.
No, it's profound. All these failed stories of our lineage on Earth, Atlantis, Lemuria, all the endings that were descensions, whatever. There's a lot of morality. It's not about purity in the sense that we have thought. It's really about an awareness to a point where what is happening to us, that we find out our exact true nature and soul signature in human form. So it's the awareness and the belief that is gonna be what we experience. I have a question.
Mhm.
Truly, the experience that we will have is unknown even in this moment.
Was that a question?
Yes. So
Can you?
what I'm saying is, from this moment right now, what we will experience all together is truly unknown.
Of course.
Well, I'm just saying because we're coming out of a, just you could say a 10-year period where there's a lot of talk about terms like ascension and so on and so on. But truly, we may lose all of that. You know what I mean?
No.
We don't know. It's unknown. Who can actually prove that kind of thing? I'm just saying, not from a human level, but from a universal level, we don't know where we go. We don't know what this is. Sorry.
What?
Oh my God. You're going to crack up. Okay. So, what I was, what I was experiencing when I was talking, what I was feeling, the state that I was in, went from there and kept going. And all of a sudden I felt like I was birthing, but like birthing, all parts of me inside my body were birthing. It was just this whole thing. And I said, holy shit, what is this? Because that's what brought that whole thing on in the first place when I started talking. It came in like a rush. It was the third time. And then I just kind of heard, you're giving birth. Like, what do you think a woman goes through? So I guess I got this picture of like women giving birth and, screaming or laughing or sleeping or whatever. There's, you know what I mean? Because it's kind of all over the place. But like it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to let you know this now.
Mm-hmm.
So that thing that almost looked like a comet, rushing through. Oh my God, this is so weird and so amazing. I didn't say it because it felt stupid to say, but it felt like push out a sperm.
Oh
It
my
felt
God.
like
I can't believe that. When you said it, I that's what I saw. I'm like, so what? You were the sperm and I'm the fucking egg? What happened? Holy shit.
I swear to you on my life, Todd, there were numerous times I thought, God, it looks like a sperm. I'm not saying that. I mean, it started as a ball, and as it started shooting through a tunnel, it started looking like and felt like a sperm, but I didn't want to say it.
What the hell? I went from being stepped into by a womb to becoming the womb, to becoming. I don't know. I don't get it, but I get it. What does it mean? What does that mean? Do you know?
All right. Okay, I've got to go. So they're saying to me, remember like your lovemaking moments where you had experiences of a female orgasm and a male orgasm happening at the same time. And that would become a fairly normal practice for the two of you. Like you become one. You become one in that space when the two of you are together. And you agreed to separate for the time, to put that on hold so you could bring this down to a deeper level again. Could the two of you do the same whilst you were temporarily apart? So they're showing me that this is an activation for the planet on both happening at exactly the same time. Like a masculine, feminine orgasm at once, like we used to experience. That is a great metaphor for what has happened. And were you laughing just then?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because I'm happy to serve. I mean, I believe it was a planetary activation. I'm sure there's other people involved, but all I got to say is, oh my God.
Well, this is coming, Todd, at, whatever frequency you want to capture it at. Some people will do it like we're doing it here now together, or some people do it in their dreams, some people do it in meditation, some people do it through life experience. But this is what is going to occur. That is arriving. It will be palpably felt across this new Earth grid through this channel, which is the newer but frequency where we choose to reside. I feel like I'm waffling.
You're good. Okay, let me get over the wow.
We're connecting in dimensionally, like we did, whether it was in Herias Gamos or like we did this basically from the first day. We connected, we did this with each other.
Yeah.
And it'll come down in density for us, for the human to experience it palpably.
Well, it's truly multi-dimensional physical merging, or potentially multi-dimensional physical merging, or you could say this isn't physical, but I don't see how you can say it's not physical. but it's multi-dimensionality merging within this body.
Your activation is your own Trinity, basically. No, that was too far.
To what?
It wasn't quite. That wasn't quite right. That sentence wasn't quite right. It was like the you know, when you see a triad, and you see the masculine, the feminine, and say a golden child.
Yeah.
This is the masculine and feminine becoming one. Right? This is, oh my goodness, Todd. So we are going to spend the next 3 months doing this again to
every day.
The golden child, the Trinity. So we've got this time now to practice, to learn, to remember, to learn who we are with this activated. This is the feminine anchored into the Trinity part.
Yeah, I'd say my feminine got anchored. No doubt. It's amazing.
Her worth and her value, her compassion and her nurturing. His worth and his value. His kindness, his compassion, his nurturing. Just as some examples of all becoming one.
With a Kundalini energy, you can feel the electricity as it goes up your spine, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this isn't the first time, I just realized now. If we go back 3 or 4 sessions, we talked about the tube or what was it? The caterpillar, what was it? Some kind of feeling in the spine that was tubular. But
Yes.
okay, so
Expansion.
now, what's that?
Yeah. It was a vertical and horizontal expansion that expands the ability, like igniting the channel within.
Yeah. And this time now going through it again deeper. It's not, like the electric type feeling. It's very much a solid feeling, but I can I can feel it from my root chakra or the base of my spine all the way up into just slightly beneath the solar. Knowing that the lower spine or in the lower chakras were the most constricted. So I don't know if that's like what some of the sacred texts talk about, where the snake rising. I haven't seen a snake, but if you remember the tubular thing, and I don't know if that's going to keep going, but
Yeah, the tubular thing in the last session, we were speaking about the spine, all your spines. You asked, one of the questions you asked was, is your spine growing? Do you remember?
Yeah, that's right.
So they explained to us that we had, not just you and I, but like everybody had, and as we do these sessions, it's always for everybody, but we had an activation of the horizontal alignment with the vertical alignment.
That's right.
Like that I draw, with all the people not only connecting up to source, but around and through each other, as well as we remember the gods, goddesses that we are. So that had activated that spine. And I thought in that last session that you had pushed it even further up.
I think it did.
I'm starting to get confused now between these and circles.
I know.
I recall you saying that, I recall me saying, gosh, even that's getting confusing, a little bit confusing.
Let me tell you. Go ahead.
Up through the crown chakra, and then a golden ball ignited, Todd.
Yeah, that's right. That was a different one though. That was huge too. That was the oh, okay. So just real quick, I just understood or got shown. If you just take one person like me, for instance, like whatever I'm doing for my vocation, my relationship with you, and everything else, that every time this is a loud example of potential where we're going as you're talking about. But the way I saw it was, as we, like bees, as I go about my day tomorrow and each day, these types of episodes will occur, these major shifts, and it's going to be very obvious in our dealings. It's like we're going to be dealing with a band of frequencies, an energy field, not people almost. They're all going to be the same. All the ideas are going to be the same. The flow is going to be the same. So everything that we're doing is related to that. And now that we're starting to get to a point where we're becoming conscious of this, it's going to expand very, very quickly.
When okay, I'm being asked to ask you this question. What is your vocation?
What is my vocation?
Hmm.
I'm going to take a moment of silence. This is like an O card.
Yes, it is one of my O cards.
Because I have an answer, but there's ego in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to say, this is a merging of the human and the soul.
Mm-hmm.
And the human was going to say, I am soul. And the soul, that is the human, says, I have nothing. I have no vocation. I have nothing.
I am so impressed with that. That just impresses my human self. The catch, the depth, it's just, it touches my heart. It really does. So now I'm being asked to ask you, your second statement you made is my relationship.
I guess this is a question.
What is
Okay.
your
Yeah. Okay. What is my relationship? Is that the question?
yes, Todd?
Okay. Okay. So this is O card
Number
PhD.
two.
uh, I know. Okay, but no, this is important. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing and take just a moment of silence. What is my relationship? Now it's moving. Okay, this is serious business.
Mm-hmm.
Up through the spine. Okay, so it's a little bit different type of answer, but from the same perspective, it's a higher awareness because of the experience of the other question and answer. So the human would always say it is with her. And the human has, yes,
I
yeah,
lost you in there. Can you repeat that, please?
yeah, your signal, your okay. Okay, so the answer is a little different style. So the human this time came in like if the experience was on a scale of 100%.
I got that bit.
Oh,
I missed the next bit.
okay. Okay, so the human this time, after the first question and answer, was at a higher state. That's what I'm saying. And when I took the question in, the human showed up with like a cloud of the soul. I don't cloud is in a mist or a oval aura around the human of the soul. It wasn't the complete soul. It was like I don't know, part of the soul. So the human looked at it and said, I always would say my relationship is with her. And and also the human would say, many times she is me. I am one with her. We are actually one. And this time the human said, my relationship is with me. Yet, as the human said that, like, it's a big thing, like you is me and everything. Again, nothing. It was kind of like that. But yeah, that's what happened.
Very cool.
Uh, One of the reasons that many, many people uh, have been in solitude the vast majority of the time for the last few months in particular, is because that's exactly what they're doing. They're raising their frequency to such a level of awareness because they know they will be going out there, and they will be able to, they'll be prepared to, because there'll be like energies, enough of them. But that's going to be part of the literal way, I guess you could say, that it will look. Well, this is just, how do you keep up? Is this what you do?
Yeah. Yes.
like looking in a kaleidoscope.
Yeah.
Or fast movies, like 8 fast movies going at one time.
Yes.
Ah. Yeah. This thing with the spine is, I don't know, seems to be some kind of masculine thing. Not just because I'm a man, I'm just saying the information that came in with it. Mm, I think I'm done.
Are you serious?
It's getting pretty
All right.
wild. What are you seeing?
Oh, I'm just being shown, and I think this is the benefit of the silent parts, is for your own personal integration. Like I was shown how, gosh, a lot of the personal stuff. I was shown a lot of the personal stuff, like
Yeah.
it breaking down, like
Yeah.
all these like veins, all these other veins going in other directions, and almost going back through all of them and doing a clean up, tidy up, a spring clean, which is, I've been saying to you since I met you, our environment is our most direct and immediate reflection of self. And whether that's in a grubby car or a grubby house, or it's filled with other people's stuff or old stuff, or even in your own house, if there's stuff in there that you haven't used, it's old energy and it's clogging up your arteries. So I just watched this thing of like a massive unclogging of arteries or big cleanup or whatever. So this just expands out, and then that becomes a picture of the netting, the circuitry of the new earth grid that we were building. So we've just been given like a massive activation, which was like sperm and the egg coming together for rebirthing a whole new way of being. I've forgotten what you asked me now.
You're the
Oh,
sperm. You're the sperm, and I'm the egg.
Yeah.
That's almost like a pole shift kind of thing, signifying
Yeah.
something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I'm just
But I didn't just see it. I felt myself zooming through this nothingness, like a comet in the sky. And at the same time, having the experience of watching, myself here on this planet and this massive big wave of energy hitting the planet and igniting this into being.
yeah, evidently I'll be working with my back.
Okay, so I just got this, the issues in the back are the blockages. They're
I know.
blockages to flow to the channel.
Yeah, I
And
know.
they're all associated with imbalance in value and worth,
Yeah.
stemming from self and experienced by others.
I know my back. So the lower 3 or 4 vertebrae haven't had much flexibility at all. And over the last few sessions, it's probably it's down to like the third and the fourth. There's still a couple of vertebrae that are going to pop, But yeah, mm, it's cracked.
I just watched,
Ah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
what happened?
Scared the shit out of me.
You keep doing
Literally,
that to me all the time. Like every time you clear your throat, I nearly like,
I know I'm trying to be more aware of it, but God, that was like, whoa. Okay, go ahead.
I don't
What
know, I've forgotten.
No.
Yes, I just remembered.
Uh,
Okay, so imagine, those things that Eric makes, but
yeah.
imagine one of them that's like, it's like an octahedron, or not octahedron, you like one of those circular shapes.
Dodecahedron.
Okay, so dodecahedron made out of tin or
Yeah.
paper, made out of paper.
Uh-huh.
And I'm watching it like fold in upon itself from the center of it. So obviously it's not made out of paper, but it's energetically, I can see something old completely folding in and imploding in upon itself. Um, and that is what's actually going to create the the spark, the spark of ignition, and for almost like new life for the human. This is such a huge thing coming. Um,
Yeah.
and it will have landed and be palpable across the planet in enough that it becomes like a law, one of the new anchored and embodied laws on Earth. And we're going to see it through immediate pictures, immediate symbols. It's, you know, where we might have lived in someone else's mess for a long time, all of a sudden we'll see, no, I'm worth more than this. I value myself more than this. I choose to create something different for myself. What are you doing?
Dang it. I was just, you know, I was half asleep and deep at the same time. And I was watching the womb recognizes pure love, right? So we could say sacred marriage in the individual with two people in other ways. So the womb showed me like you and me, or masculine, feminine. The womb stepped into them both because of their frequency. And long story short, the it happens, the conception happens, and the golden child is the womb. I watched it and it made sense to me. I'm like, and where it came from was that dodecahedron that folded into nothing. So what you're saying is this is not the entire Trinity activation, or are you saying that there's a series of them?
There's a series of them coming, yes.
That's right. That's what I'm getting. Yeah. I thought that's what you were saying.
And it was cool because I actually spoke to you about this the other day, you know, the channel out at the beginning of last year. That last year, you know, it was almost excruciating, collapsing. And, you know, even the role that COVID played in creating incredible separation across the planet, you know,
Yeah.
and some know the power of the solitude. They know that, you know, in letting go of everything and everyone around them, even to the point of being the practicing of just, there's just me. There are less distractions, there are less entanglements, there are less spider webs and everything. It's everything you're dealing with is just self. And in my case, you know, my few closest mirrors of myself.
the solitude for all of us is proof of the soul embodiment, or that a phase, or the fact that the soul has made the choice. Maybe you could say because the human has removed enough consciously or whatever, but the solitude, it's probably the biggest thing that's happened really since COVID. Like the biggest thing has been the solitude. So
then if you start seeing those aspects of it, not as authoritarian control, but the
right.
gift of light that it actually was. Literally bringing yourself in alignment with oneness. Oneness is experienced in self first. And then the whole.
And then
And then the whole.
the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I gotta go. You're huh?
Well, can you please stop recording?
Oh. There we go.